Hello, this is Michelle from Divine Intuition, and welcome to your love reading for April 2020. Now, for this reading, it's going to be more towards the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. Now, this reading is not gender specific. It is more connected towards our energies. So if you feel you are more towards the feminine energy and your love interest or partner is more directed to the masculine energy, then that's what is resonating for you. Or it could be vice versa. It could be masculine, you can feel masculine, and the love interest is feminine, whichever. Or but we are tuning into the divine energies of the masculine and the feminine, and this is what the cards are going to be based upon. Okay, now if you would like a personal reading with me, you can email me at divineintuition.readings@gmail.com. Just send an email about your situation, and then I'll send an email back. All right, guys, so let's begin with your reading. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your love reading for April 2020. So for this reading, I'm going to be using the Witch's Tarot, and I'm going to be using the Psychic Tarot Oracle cards. Okay, I'll be taking these out at the end of the reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle these cards. Make sure to put your energy and intention inside of it. So on the left side is going to be the feminine energy, and then on the right it's going to be the masculine energy, and in the center is going to be the overall reading for the both of you, for in terms of your relationship, overall general energies, I would say. Okay, so let's see, Aquarius, let's see what's happening for you for the month of April regarding your love life. Okay, so very grounded energies for the feminines. A little bit of air and water, emotions. For the masculines, okay, lots of emotions, lots of giving as well, and a bit of air. So we have two airs here, so lots of communication, I feel. There may be a little bit of tension between the both of you, with you and your love interest. Oh, but look at that. We have the 10 of Cups. That's wonderful. So in the end, there is a mutual understanding of love and compassion, I feel, and kind of just coming to terms of understanding each other emotionally, I feel. So I do feel like there is some sort of tension happening between you and your love interest, whether you are more connected to the feminine towards the masculine, or you're the masculine towards the feminine. But the feminine are a little bit uptight this month. You start off with the Knight of Swords here, so there is a little bit of tension happening here, a little bit of anger and aggression. Lots of turbulent emotions probably building up within the feminine, right? If you are the feminine, or your partner is the feminine or love interest. The masculines do feel a little bit guarded here, as we can see with the Page of Swords. It is a card of kind of being criticized, or kind of being on guard and not wanting to be hurt. Kind of on edge with the criticism, or could be social media stalking as well. So they could be looking you up on the internet, so on Facebook or any social media. But for the feminines, they're very grounded right now. So the feminines seem to be very connected to their career right now at the moment. Seems like they're very focused on their money, with this giant pentacle here in their hands. They seem to be very successful in what they're doing right now, the feminines. Very grounded in what they're doing. Very abundant as well. So it looks like they've been doing good in regards to their career, in regards to their job. They've been doing very well. With the masculines, there seems to be a level of fulfillment and satisfaction with what's happening with the relationship at this time. Whereas the feminines are more focused with their careers, the masculine is actually much more focused in in the emotional side of things. So they definitely feel quite satisfied with what's happening with the relationship at this time. Here's a cup. They're enjoying the fruits of their hard work when it comes to perhaps things working out in the relationship. Perhaps you both are communicating more frequently, or masculines are quite satisfied with the results with the feminines, but there is a sense of distance still, I feel, because of the feminines very focused in their career, very focused in their money, in their pentacles. So but there is a level of love here. She is very connected to the masculine energy right now at this time. Even though she is very focused with work and her status, and certain things can aggravate her for a bit, she is aware that the masculine is putting a lot of effort emotionally here. We have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is such a compassionate energy. The King of Cups is a very loving individual and willing to give a lot of his emotions towards others, and the feminines perhaps his love interest, right? So perhaps masculines are much more gentle than usual. But they do seem to be on guard, though. They do feel that, perhaps they feel that you are mostly on guard. If you feel that you're more the feminine energy, Aquarius, the masculines do feel a little bit guarded. But or perhaps they may feel that you are a little bit more guarded in regards to criticism, because the feminines are pretty angry right now. So with the Knight of Swords, it is a card of aggression and just being very tense right now at this time, right? Could be getting very aggravated at certain things that perhaps a masculine is doing. So, but I do feel here that the masculines are doing their best to give to the feminines as much as they can. Okay, they are trying to give as much emotional support, and the feminines know that, because with the King of Cups here, she is saying that he is giving a lot emotionally to her. And if you notice that he is also willing, one thing is to see that they are making an effort. Another thing is to know that they, within their heart space, they are wanting to do that purposely, right? Not make it seem that they are, but more like they are actually really willing to give that emotional support, emotional exchange, right? But they are a little bit guarded with you at this moment, with whatever reason. Now, if you are the masculine, if I feel like you're doing a good job with, giving, emotional support. I think that's what you need to keep on doing, is just keep providing that emotional support. Now, if things are a little bit hectic, just give them time. I think with time and patience, things can slowly start to settle down, and this energy can slowly start to decrease as well. You just need to wait until the energy slowly reduce a bit, for her to not be as angry as she was before, right? But it's an equal exchange, right? Sometimes to get to know each other, the opposite of energies can be a little bit frustrating to understand each other and blend the energies nicely. To understand the feminine, it's like you have to be willing to see her in her perspective of things, and what she views and what she thinks is wrong or right. It's not always perhaps what we think is right can be wrong for another person. So it's like we have to learn to see other people's point of views in order to be able to blend the opposite energies nicely and harmonize, right? Because I do see the Ten of Cups here, and the Ten of Cups is such a beautiful card. It's a card of family, connection, compassion. It's like there's a warmth to it. There's like this fulfillment and joy, and like a sort of foundation, emotional foundations. There's kids and there is a husband and wife, so you both love each other a lot. So definitely there is a lot of love, and sometimes it can be hard to admit the love you guys have for each other. So whether this is your spouse or partner or love interest, there is love here with the Ten of Cups. So Aquarius, so whichever you resonated with more strongly, I feel like what you just need to do is kind of understand each other's elements and understand each other's opposites. If you feel that your love interest is quite different from you, Aquarius, then try to learn from them. Try to understand their behaviors or why they intend to act certain ways, right? And yeah, equal exchange of energies here. So there is assistance by spirit guides. I feel like there is some sort of help that it's helping you both to understand each other, in a much spiritual level, I feel, right? And this is both of you trying to get along and understanding each other's personalities a bit better with the assistance of a guide, I feel, right? So I feel if you try to compromise, I think that's the word. I think the lesson for Aquarius is to learn to compromise with their love interest in the month of April, and kind of understanding each other's opposites, behaviors or personalities, so that you both can blend in a harmonious level, because there is love here. I do feel love, and I do sense that the masculine is full of emotions. The King of Cups is an individual that has so much emotions to give, but they tend to repress the emotions for some reason. And maybe the feminines will want the masculines to not suppress it anymore, because when you suppress things, it prevents us from moving forward in the relationship, right? And maybe also the feminines need to learn to not be so defensive when it comes to criticism or tend to attack too quickly, because that can leave the masculine's pretty defensive, right? And it can delay the process as well. Okay, but there is a sense of love here and equal exchange, and there is a sense of fulfillment with regards with the relationship. Okay, all right, so let's take a few cards from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck to see further with what's happening for you, Aquarius, in the relationship. Moving on. So we have moving on. And we have harmony. What were we talking about? We're just talking about being able to bring forth harmony in the relationship. So this is beautiful. Look at this. So I feel like this is you and the feminine, or this is you and the masculine. So this is exactly what I mean, Aquarius, that I think the both of you just need to learn how to harmonize each other's energies, each other's opposites. So there is love, right? There is love, and I do see it with the Ten of Cups here. There is love between each other, between you both. And this gives me this feeling of a marriage. Now, if you're not married yet, there is potential for marriage here. Okay. Now, if you are already married, then there is potential for having a fulfilling marriage, basically, between the both of you, fulfilling life and love between the both of you. There just needs to be a sense of harmony and understanding each other's opposites, right? Because we do see here how much they care about each other, how much they love each other. There is a strong bond here between the both of you. There is, Aquarius. You have a strong bond with this person. Okay? And the person also feels the same way, has a strong bond with you. Okay? Now, when it comes to moving on, I feel like this was really directed towards the feminine energy with the Knight of Swords. I feel like certain things have been affecting the feminines quite a lot, and in a sort of aggressive kind of energy. And it does make the feminine feel that it's time for her to move on to better grounds, right? And this is why perhaps she has not been putting much effort in the energy in regards to the masculine, right? Perhaps if it's you, perhaps this is the reason why, because of all this tension and anger and perhaps misunderstanding as well. So, but there is potential for love here. There's just something just needs to be resolved here, okay? Because there could be some misunderstandings, and the energy of moving on is what's basically cutting the relationship. It's basically what's distancing for the both of you right now, is the perspective of how they feel, or perhaps the masculine feel, because of this tension and fights perhaps. But there just needs to be a sort of balance and harmony between the both of you for things to work out, right? And a sort of compromise. I think that's what I feel, is kind of like being able to compromise with each other, okay? All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this love reading for April 2020. All right, Aquarius, and I hope to see you guys again for my next reading. Have a wonderful April of 2020, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye.